Greetings, Starfighter. Welcome back to MacCoon Computers. Today, I thought it'd be a little bit of fun if we tried to upgrade something from the early 2000s. This is a Western Digital Extreme Lighted USB 2.0 and Firewire 400. I've always called it a DJ drive because this was something that looked like it belonged up on a stage somewhere with a guy mixing. And those first few years, like in the early 2000s, back when we were going to clubs, that this would be on stage with the DJ. And you can see here it's got interesting blue and red LEDs in it to make it look cool. And this was sold primarily, I think, on Newegg. That's where I found it. It's still listed on Newegg, even though it's no longer for sale. And you can see I've already been in it once and upgraded the original drive. Now, what I have in here is a 320 gigabyte drive. What it came with was a 250 gigabyte drive, which for the time was ungodly. You would never, ever fill one of these. Now, just my music files alone can take up this one and this one. So, and you can see that this has a matte black on it to match the DJ drive itself, or the extreme lighted drive. Well, I thought it would be fun to put in a 500 gigabyte hard drive from Barracuda. This is a Seagate Barracuda. But there's a problem. The Seagate takes SATA. The old drives take PATA. And with the help of a couple of friends of the channel, thank you, Dean, and thank you, Anthony, so much for the SATA to PATA hard drive adapter, we're going to open up this baby today, remove the PATA drive, and see if we can't install a SATA drive. One of the things I really like about this drive is it's not boring. And I got to digging through a few of my other hard drives that I have. Some of them look kind of neat, like this G drive by SanDisk. It's a 1 terabyte. On the cheap end, you also have the hot swappable drive like this that you can open up the little shielding on it, remove the hard drive, and put in a new one. It too is USB 3.0, the bigger version with a SATA drive in this, and this one's got a, yeah. This, on the other hand, just looks neat. Look at it. It's polycarbonate. It's got designs on the top. I'm pretty sure I can cut out a sticker or something to cover up the drive that we're going to put in there, or figure out some way to at least make it look as cool as it did when it had the original black matte sticker on the top. So let's go ahead and get set up to start removing some screws and get this this whole thing disassembled. All right, let's get to it. Okay, let's get this open. So first things first, you have to remove this side panel, which should just very gingerly, very gently just wedge out. Be careful. There are little standoffs there that connect it to the side. Okay, now I have my spudger. I'm going to just, at the very top here, okay. I want to be very careful here. Use my spudger. Before we can separate the top from the bottom, there are 2 screws hidden right here. And get these 2 screws out. Okie dokie, screws are out. And now the separating, and there we go, separated. Put him over there, and now we've got 2 more screws we got to take care of right here on the bottom. The whole drive from the polycarbonate base. And there's still one last wire connected that we have to get undone. Should just pop out like that. And we put the base aside. And now we have us the whole drive. Now we have to do a couple of things. We have to remove the light rails from the sides, and then we have to unscrew the drive from the bottom of the base. So I went ahead and got all the screws and standoffs off. Now we're just going to very gently pull and expose the ribbon cable and the Molex connector underneath. And now I've got to get those off. So I should just be able to... okay. Drive is empty. Or drive is out, I should say. So now, what are we going to put in here? Well, first off, we have to get this turnaround done. Let's go ahead and get this turnaround put on. There may be an issue here. Well, from the looks of it, I am not going to be able to get this turnaround put onto here in such a way that I don't put a lot of stress on these two cables, on the Molex and on the IDE connector. So, what became a drive swap video with something that was much bigger, like this, we're going to have to rethink what we want to do. However, let's go ahead and put the original back in there. The original drive. That way it goes back to all of its original glory. I think that would be... in lieu of something a little bit bigger, let's go the other way and go a little bit smaller. And then see if this thing still boots up and what's on there. Let me go ahead and get this all reassembled. See, I don't want to lose any video because I thought very hard about this and I wanted to do a teardown of this. So, let me go ahead and get this all back together and plugged in, and we can see the original WD Extreme Lighted 250 gigabyte USB 2.0 FireWire 400 3¼ external drive in all of its infinite glories. Let me go ahead and get this all back together and we'll test it out. All right. Unfortunately, not all modifications can be winners. And again, I do thank you both, Dean and Anthony, for purchasing me those parts. I will put them to good use. Don't worry about it. And I do appreciate it. Thank you. Sorry I couldn't get it working. But I did get the old Extreme Lighted drive back up and running with its original hard drive. And just listen to it purr. That's likely a 15 to 18-year-old hard drive in this thing. What was fun was, after I hooked it up to the computer, that it's actually not what I thought it was. I thought it was a 250 gigabyte hard drive. Turns out it's a 140 gigabyte hard drive. Again, for the time. Considering that the Macintosh that I have came with a 10 gigabyte hard drive, the G3, this would have stored more information than you could have ever hoped to achieve in the next 5 years. Maybe even 10, unless you were just a musician and just kept recording and storing music files. But look at it. Isn't it beautiful? It's so neat to see, and in the dark, it's a thing of beauty. It's relatively in good condition and something a lot of fun. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of MacCoon Computers, where we review and play with old technology and so on and so forth. This will probably get retired back into the line, or would you like to see this used in some way? Let me know down in the comments below. Did you ever see one of these live in the field, or did you ever own one? It does have FireWire 400, so theoretically I could daisy chain it to my other drives. And if you want to learn more about FireWire, check out my video on FireWire and why it was awesome and why did it die. Thank you all for tuning in. I do appreciate you looking at my little bits of ancient tech and having fun with me trying to modify and modernize new tech. She's back to her original state. and back into the closet she goes. Like I said, drop me a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all back here next time. Until next time, I'm Star Raccoon. Keep your stick on the ice.